Hello all and welcome back to the channel. This is Flashpoints on the HQ Report. Oh, Virginia. This all started because of Donald Trump. He started it. The Democrats are starting to swing. See, they're calling this a power grab. They're calling this Virginia redistricting a power grab. And they're saying the Democrats are trying to rig the system. It's only temporary. It's a temporary gerrymandering of Virginia. But let's stop right there because that only makes sense if you ignore what just happened in Texas. You don't get to redraw maps, say you're entitled to more seats, and then act shocked when other states respond. Donald Trump started this war on redistricting. He started it. Biden didn't say anything about redistricting. Obama didn't say anything about redistricting as a tit for tat. Nobody did it. Donald Trump called up Texas and told Texas, why don't you draw us more seats? That's how, what's her name? The lady who just lost the Senate race in Texas, Jasmine Crockett. That's how she lost her seat. Texas redrew their district, started to redraw their district. That's how she lost her seat, because Donald Trump did this first. We as Democrats just responded. Now they're mad that we use their tactics on them. You don't get to withdraw. You don't get to redraw the map, say you're entitled to more seats, and then act like we started it. So this is not the beginning of the story. This is the pushback from the story. Okay? The pushback. Let me show you something. Uno momento, people. Uno momento, people.
The state is set to vote on a new congressional map that could cost Republicans as many as 4 seats. Critics call the move a power grab, but new Democratic Governor Abigail Spanberger says the Republicans started it.
We know that this all began when President Trump said that he was, quote, entitled to extra seats in Congress. That's where we saw Texas first launch into a redistricting process to begin to try and stack seats within the halls of Congress. And so now, as we have seen states take action, Virginia has the ability to do something responsive.
So what Virginia did was Virginia put it on the ballot, which was what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to put it on the ballot. The word power grab, that's doing a lot of work. It's doing too much. You're doing too much, because it makes it sound like this came out of nowhere. This didn't come out of nowhere. President Trump started this congressional season. Like Virginia just woke up one day and decided to redraw maps for no reason. That's not what happened. That's not what happened.
Former Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, he joins me now. Thank you for being here. The Democrats are playing hardball. In fact, they even called in the former president to help.
You can push back against the Republicans trying to give themselves an unfair advantage in the midterms. By voting yes, you can take a temporary step to level the playing field.
So they say that Republicans started it. Is all fair and love and war in this case, sir?
Yes, it is. They said they were entitled to 4. Donald Trump said he was entitled to 5 more seats out of Texas. But see, the breakdown and the bad part was Donald Trump assumed that all of the people that voted for him in 2024 were going to continue to vote for him in 2026 and 2028. Unfortunately, he found out that those people changed their mind about voting for him. They had voters' regret. He said he was entitled to 5 more seats. You're not entitled to seats in a democracy. You earn seats by convincing the voters or putting it on a map or putting it on to a vote. Virginia put this to a vote. Virginia's people voted for this map. So it's not unconstitutional. It's not any of those things. They put it to a vote. Okay. You have to earn or convince people that you want those seats. So when that language shows up, and then right after that, Texas moves, when the president calls the Texas governor up and says, hey, give me 5 more seats, that's the strategy that they had. They thought it was going to be a strategy where the Democrats weren't going to fight back, because Democrats are weak anyway. They don't want to fight back most of the time. They just want to take it. Oh, the Republicans, they so mean to me. No, not in this day and age. I'm sorry. If you're not a Democrat and you don't want to fight, you don't need to be on my team. Just like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. No, when they go low, we kick them in the balls. That's what time it is now. That's what time it is. So now Virginia stepped in and Virginia said, hey, we're going to put this on the ballot. We're going to get this redistricting done, and we're going to do it temporarily. And that's something we're going to be responding from here on out. As a Democrat, we're going to be responding to the nonsense that comes from the Republican Party. And this it wasn't talk, because other states have started to do similar things. But Governor Newsom was the first one who started this stuff. But let's see what this Republican has to say.
Well, let's just start with the truth, which is this started back in 2016 when Eric Holder, right when he got out of the Obama administration, started the Democrat Redistricting Commission. And then in 2022 and again in 2024, they pressed to pick up seats in New York. But with all that said, it's about Virginia. And Virginia in 2020 held a constitutional referendum, amended our Constitution to have nonpartisan, independent redistricting. 2/3 of Virginians said we want politics out, politicians out. And now we have Abigail Spanberger saying she's going to ignore the voice of Virginians, override them, and try to adopt the most gerrymandered map in America.
You notice he says he's trying that Spanberger is trying to override the will of the people. That's why we put it on the ballot. We put it on the ballot so we would put it to the people. Put it to the people and let the people decide. Let the people decide if they want to redistrict, and it's temporary. It's not a permanent thing. It's a temporary thing. Okay. He said this started in 2016. Democrats pushed to pick up seats. Wait a minute. Hold on. And now you see the pivot. They go all the way back to 2016. Republicans go all the way back to 2016. They wasn't saying nothing about it a couple months ago when Donald Trump called up that Texas governor and told that Texas governor to eliminate Jasmine Crockett's seat. That's what happened. Jasmine Crockett got her seat eliminated because Donald Trump had Texas redraw their map illegally. Now you're mad that we put it on the ballot. Okay. They want to go all the way back to 2016. Why? Because if you stretch the timeline far enough, you can turn anything into a both sides issue. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about this election cycle. Don't go back to no other election cycle now. We're talking about this election cycle. And in this election cycle, the move to redraw maps midstream came from the Republicans and Donald Trump specifically to lock in the advantage, because they knew the Republicans and Donald Trump knew that they got shit. They know they got shitty policies. They know that they do. Okay. They know that they're going to lose seats, but they still have shitty policies. So since they know they're going to lose, they cheat to win. They cheat to win. Okay. That's what they do. This is the timeline. Don't fall asleep on the timeline. This is what they did. Keep going.
Today we have what is assessed as the fairest map in America. I don't love it. It's 6 Democrats and 5 Republicans, but it's fair. And she wants to override it and turn it into the most gerrymandered map in America. It's wrong. Virginians should stand up and vote no tomorrow.
Do you think that Republicans, or even, I understand that there are some Democrats who don't like this either. Is there a chance that this might not happen?
there is a chance, and that's because it is viewed as being such a gerrymandered grab of power, and they've lied to us. I mean, even the Washington Post came out and said that this is the most brazenly dishonest campaign from the yes vote, and they effectively endorsed the no vote, the Washington Post. And Virginians understand this. And so what we're seeing is not only Republicans coming together, but independents and a lot of Democrats. So this is going to be close. Listen, it's an uphill battle because they have poured $70 million into this. That's more than they spent on the...
Because, see, this is what people don't understand. We're going to take the House away from the Republicans anyway. They're going to lose the Republican House anyway. They keep whining about this gerrymandering in these 4 seats. The Republicans would be lucky if we don't win 60 seats. 60. It's projected. That's a high amount, but it's a probability because of the extreme policies that this administration and the Republicans have forced upon the American people. He said the fairest map in America. According to who? Because the same map, one side calls fair, the other side calls manipulated. Okay, so now fairness is not a standard. It's a talking point, right? Here's the reality. When Republicans redraw maps, it's called strategy. When Democrats respond, it's called a power grab. I just heard this tonight. Somebody said, when I punch you in the face, it's a punch. When you punch me back, I'm upset. Okay. This is not consistency. According to them, it's a power grab. That's narrative. You're going to hear those 2 words all over the news for the next week. Power grab, power grab, power grab, power grab. Because that's what Republicans do. They all get on the same page and lie the same way. It's a power grab. The Democrats need a power grab. The Democrats started, they were 2016. No. Donald Trump called up Texas and told them to get rid of Jasmine Crockett's seat, to get rid of Al Green's seat, to get rid of all of them seats, and then redraw the map. He started this first. But you don't like how it came out. You burnt your own self up. Okay? You burnt your own self up. Of course, we poured $70 million into this. They said to fool, to deceive, and to trick voters. No, we didn't trick nobody. We just told you to vote yes to gerrymandering the map. Okay? To gerrymandering the map. You all were going to do it in Texas. Now you mad because they did it in Virginia? Now they're mad. Let's go to the next clip.
Trump. Are you wondering at this point why national Republican groups or even the White House itself didn't get more involved to try to prevent this outcome?
Well, what we do know is that the Democrat leadership has come out and said that this map is bad for Virginia. And that's where we need to start this discussion, which is the universal understanding that this map is bad for Virginia. And therefore, Virginians should get out and vote no for it. And I do firmly believe that the Democrat leadership views this as a power grab. They have an opportunity to do something that, of course, is unconstitutional. It's illegal. And I think it's immoral what they're doing to try to basically steal the voices from millions of Virginians.
But I'm trying to figure out, how do you think they're stealing the voices? If they put this to a vote, they're not stealing Virginia voters' voices. They're letting those people speak for what they want. You're just mad that it's more people voting yes than it is no. See, this would be a whole nother script if they would have won. It'd have been a whole nother Republican script. But it's not, because the country has decided, the bulk of the country, and I don't care how they slice it, I don't care how you look at it, the bulk of the country does not want the direction that this president is taking us. The bulk of the country does not. And the bulk of the country did not vote for Donald Trump. It just is what it is. We can't, you can go back and look at the numbers. You can do whatever you want to do. The bulk of the country did not vote for him. And the bulk of the country is saying, we reject these extreme ideas, these extreme directions that we keep running, rabbit holes we keep running down. Okay. But see, you're going to hear this power grab word. You're going to hear that word. You're going to have those 2 words all week. Power grab, power grab, power grab. Okay. And people got fooled. And the Virginia people, they fooled the Virginia people. No, Virginia people are not stupid. They know how to read. They know how to figure out what, when, and how. You just lost that coalition. You just lost those people. Okay. You just lost those people. Okay. And they're upset. Next clip. Let them go.
Earned the most gerrymandered map in America.
Do you think Virginia should try to change and do a 2-term governor, allow governors to run for 2 terms? You were only able to serve for 1 term. She'll only be able to serve for 1 term. She right now has the lowest approval ratings of any modern governor in Virginia, but you're not allowed to run for 2 terms. So apparently it's like you get in, you try to do everything you possibly can and get out.
Well, unfortunately for Virginians, I think it is incredibly inefficient. And in fact, I think governors in Virginia should be allowed to serve 2 terms, but the Constitution says no. And I respect the Constitution. It says you get 1 4-year term. And by the way, the Constitution, based on a 2/3 vote by Virginians just 5-6 years ago, says that we will have an independent redistricting commission. And here we have Abigail Spanberger trying to override the voice of Virginians. And
she didn't override the voice of Virginians. She put it to a vote. So those people who voted, if you all wanted something different, you should have did a better campaign. You all should have did a better campaign of telling people to vote no. But you all didn't do a better campaign. So now you're mad. Let's make this simple. This is not about Virginia trying to grab power. Okay? This is not Virginia grabbing power. This is about Virginia responding to power that has already been grabbed. You don't get to move the line like Donald Trump did in Texas. You don't get to move the line and then complain when somebody else moves their line. This is what is happening. They moved their line, okay? And now they're mad because we did. That's not how this works. So no, I'm not buying the idea that this came out of nowhere. You shouldn't buy the idea that this came out of nowhere. The Democrats are responding to the blatant stealing of the midterm election that Donald Trump is trying to do. Okay? That is all. And if you want to fix it, hey, vote. Go out there and vote. You know, the fix is in. So we're starting to fix everything. So when you hear people say power grab all week, because we're going to hear them say power grab, power grab, power grab, Democrats power grab, Democrats lied to the voters, Democrats. How do we lie to the voter? How did Virginia vote? How did they lie to the voters? And the voters are the ones who voted for this. Nobody lied to the voters. When did this power grab actually happen? It happened when Donald Trump asked to get 5 extra seats in Texas. Because you can't ignore that part. That whole story is they want to make it seem as though the Democrats started. Democrats didn't start this. This is a cause and effect. It's cause and effect started by this president. So they don't like the way the outcome came. They don't like the way the outcome is. Okay, well then, fight back. But don't cheat. Don't fight back, but don't cheat. Now, here's the thing. Democrats are done sitting by the sidelines and letting Republicans cheat us out of everything. Try to run the story, try to run the tagline, try to make the voters goofy or lie to the voters, because that's all they've been doing is lying to the voters. Gas prices are better. Food prices are better. We have the Strait of Hormuz is open. We're in charge. They don't want to do anything. The Republicans don't want to do anything but have a power grab. They don't want to govern. Democrats want to govern. And every time a Democrat gets into office, we got to drag the economy out of the gutter because a Republican has ran it into the gutter. Every time. Obama did it. Biden did it. Every time we got to drag it out of the gutter. So right now, we're fighting for our democracy. And this is the way us Democrats are going to start the fight. Start the fight. It is what it is. So if you appreciate my content, you appreciate the take on this, please hit a like, share, and subscribe. I appreciate it. I do. And this is tonight's take on the story.